So it's week 5 and I finished my 5th directing class. I don't feel like I have a lot to say. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I don't have a lot to say. Before I made this video, I was thinking that and I thought, is that a bad thing that I don't have anything to say? Or not much to say? Or is that a good thing? Because it means things are kind of staying calm for a while, I guess. Or, you know, I'm just rolling along, not too anxious about anything compared to the previous video. Yeah, we had our usual tutor for this class and Peter's great. I love Peter. He's very hands-on, gets stuff done, you know, no bullshit, no wasting time, you know, go, go, go. We just went into the class, we did our exercises. He wanted to work on monologues and that's what we did. So in the first half of the day, I recited Macbeth's lines from Macbeth. That's not something I thought I would do that morning. We divided into little groups and one of us was to read this monologue and we were trying to come up with little kind of exercises that could help the actor look more natural when reciting monologues or soliloquies in Shakespeare's work, which can be really awkward and uncomfortable, and actors tend to think, you know, if you're standing on stage alone reciting lines, you might be concerned that it looks uncomfortable and unnatural because they're wondering, what do I do with myself? Do I walk here? So we did a few interesting exercises to kind of make the actor recite the words more naturally and not think about the lines, but to just think about doing this simple action. So for example, our group, there was 4 of us, I think. I recited Macbeth's lines and our task was to create a physical pile of items as Macbeth kind of lists his thoughts. It was the speech where he's trying to decide, should he kill Duncan or not? You know, as you do, casually discuss murdering your king who's staying at your home, because there are pros and cons to be made when murdering somebody, of course. Yeah, anyway, that speech, he's compiling thoughts like, if I do this, you know, this'll be the consequence. So we had me kind of pile a little construction of pens, because that's what we had, out of my pencil case. But people liked it, and we started coming up with all these different ideas of things you could actually do if you were actually staging Macbeth. And that was why it was interesting that we were just chatting away, or me doing this one very simple exercise, you know, not overthinking anything, that this one simple exercise kind of gave birth to basically all these genuine ideas that could be used in a bigger, proper production. That was interesting. Collaboration is amazing. I thought I was gonna burp. Collaboration is amazing. Thank God I know that I will be a collaborator when I'm making theater. I'm one of those people. I have issues with my ego, and of course I want to be the person kind of in charge who could be credited with coming up with something amazing on stage. But I am glad that I know wholeheartedly that I cannot make art alone, especially theater. I'm so glad that I've always had that thought in my mind that I can't do this job alone, because you can't. Theater is not a one-man job. You know, you depend on everyone else. You know, the director has nothing unless you have actors. The actors have nothing unless you have sound and lighting and costumes. So nobody works without anybody else, and I'm so glad I know that deep down wholeheartedly. I'm going to collaborate and I cannot wait to collaborate, and it's going to be amazing. Yeah, that one little exercise just kind of, I guess, reminded me of that see how many amazing ideas are born when you all start collaborating and discussing and throwing ideas at each other. So, you know, collaboration should be highly encouraged in theater and everywhere else. That was, you know, that one little exercise, which led to multiple ideas, which we're hopefully going to put aside for future productions maybe. I would love to do Macbeth one day. I love that play so much. But of course I'm not tackling Shakespeare in the near future. That's a big undertaking, and I already think that the current project that I'm going to be working on next year for this directing assignment is going to be a massive undertaking anyway. On that note, I have 2 actors who are going to play my 2 main roles in True West. I think I've decided to just stick with True West. One, I want to do a tribute for Sam Shepard because he died this year. 2, I kind of want to just throw myself in the deep end with my first directing project. One of those, you know, go big or go home things, I guess. Just do it, just throw yourself in there. I may drown, but I'm just throwing myself in the deep end, and I'm scared of water, metaphorically and physically. So we'll see how that goes. But yesterday I met with one of the actors, and he was wonderful and enthusiastic and so lovely and so ready to work on this. So that was great to hear. I haven't met the other main actor yet, but I gave them their scripts, and I need to start going through my script and dividing it up into little sections or highlighting important parts. I really have to start thinking about the details because I'm sticking to True West. The stage directions and specific things that Sam Shepard requires in the script, they're there and they're really specific, so that doesn't leave much room for me as a director. But on one hand, for our first project, I think that's a good idea. But on the other hand, because it's so specific and tight, I don't really want to change. I'm not going to change the script because that's not a good thing to do. I don't want to because it's so specific. There's so many specific requirements and stage directions. You'd have to kind of change the whole thing, and that would kind of change the characters and it would mess up the whole thing. So I'm going to leave the script as it is. Don't want to touch that. I just have to start thinking from a director's point of view, even though I've never had to do that before, so that's terrifying. What is a director's point of view? You know, what exactly am I going to be thinking about and doing as a director? That's horrifying to me. I don't know. I just got the script yesterday and I've never directed before, so I don't have much to say apart from the class was great. I guess I'm more comfortable right now because I settled on the play. But I did mention in class, you know, because everyone else is already a kind of seasoned director and they're all working with their own companies or groups or classes on their productions, and most of them are going to be kind of bigger cast. It was the first time I mentioned to the whole class what play I'll be doing, and it wasn't comforting when one of the more mature and ripe directors came up to me and kind of just said, "So, True West. Yeah, that's a big one." Is it? Is it a big one? I don't know. I mean, yes, it relies so heavily on the 2 main actors and on the script, but I thought for me, because I'm passionate about it, because I love it, and because it's such a small cast, like 4 actors, you know, predominantly the whole play is just the 2, I thought that would be actually a good idea for my first directing project. But when a few of them mentioned, oh, it's a huge undertaking and it's a big play, and I kind of started thinking about it, but nope, not allowed to drown in anxiety right now. No, we're not going there. So I'm trying not to think about it like that. I'm trying to think, we'll throw ourselves into this and we'll see how it goes. It may crash and burn because that happens in theater. We'll just go for it. So right now I have my actors, I have my script, I have to start reading and rereading and highlighting and noting. There's a recording of it on YouTube, I'm going to watch that a lot. I'm going to do some research, and as in not right now, but you know, over the next month up to the Christmas break and afterwards, I'll start on this work now anyway. And I hope to meet with actors in 2 weeks or so because I didn't meet the other one. And I am emailing theaters, smaller theaters, asking about how much they will cost to rent for a night, or if they even want me to put on my performance there. So I'm waiting to hear back from one theater, so we'll see what they say. And overall, it's maybe this is like the calm before the storm, I don't know. My anxiety's kind of eased for now anyway. This week there wasn't much of it, thankfully. So yeah, I'm trying not to think about the details right now. It's just a matter of okay, we kind of started this off, you know, it's happening, just do it and not think too much about it. Because when you think too much, you start freaking out and overthinking, and it's just not a good thing. So yeah, I've got my play, I've got my actors, I've got enthusiasm. So we'll just hopefully start in the next 2-3 weeks on things, even if it's just read-throughs or taking notes or something. Overall, you know, the picture's looking good and I'm not too anxious right now, thankfully. Maybe just because my brain is preoccupied with other worries. So that concludes week 5. Thank you for watching these diaries. Whoever is watching them, I really appreciate it. I know I talk a lot, but there's no ending to that. I talk a lot and I know it, and that's fine. And also these diaries are kind of made for myself mostly, so I can look back on this in years to come, especially next year after finishing this course and hopefully when I continue to actually work on bigger projects. So we'll see. But thank you for watching this. Thank you for listening to me. And that concludes week 5. And that's that. See you next time. Look at the camera. So, can't speak. English major, can't speak. I swear.